Hi, I'm Richard Alexander. Welcome to Origami Studio. This modular design is a three-piece pyramid, or a step pyramid, designed by Ethan Plaut. Ethan made a whole video of his equilateral triangle architectural model several years ago with us. Let's fold one of the elements. If you're using origami paper, turn it over so that you can see the white diamond and fold that in half. Now, modular origami requires precision, and I like to use a special method that I learned from Master Kase from Japan, where he would tickle the opposite corners of a square and then pull with his second thumb and pinch about an inch. Laying it on the table, he would crease from the center to one point, then back from the center to the other point, and it almost always makes a perfect bisector. We're going to open this so that the white valley is orienting away from us, and we're going to make an ice cream cone by taking the two adjacent lower edges of this diamond and bringing it to that valley crease. Now, because we don't want that flap to go beyond the valley, I like to turn the second flap up and use it as a stop. You can also use a folding tool such as a bone folder or even a plastic spoon and sharpen your creases. This is important. You can also use the other side as a stop, push it all the way to the valley, kind of coax the crease down to the point. Because of the grain of this wood fiber paper, it'll sometimes be tricky to make the point go through the corner of the square, but there is our ice cream cone. The next thing is to fold the tip of the ice cream cone to the center of the ice cream and make a nice sharp crease. We can also bring the ice cream over the cone, and you can feel when those edges are all the way down. You shouldn't see any of the white paper left in the corners. And go ahead and just kiss that crease with your folding tool. Let's open this up and take the bottom folded edge, bringing it to the top crease. Once again, we can close this perpendicular and use it as a stop to make sure that this edge does not go beyond. Fold this edge once again to the same location. Now, what we've done is divided the cone part of the ice cream cone into eighths. Let's open this all the way out. If you look in the diagrams, you'll see that these 8 segments are separated by 7 different crease lines. And I'd like you to pinch the crease line at position 2, position 4, and position 6 to be mountains. You might have to reverse a couple of them. So we're going to start at this upper part at fold number 2 and lay that on the valley, which would be fold number 1. Fold number 4, lay that on the crease right above, and go to fold number 6 and lay that onto the crease above. We've just made the profile of the step pyramid. If I keep this flat, this will be the final shape with these steps on the side. Now, in order to make this element lock at the end, we're going to open these and approximate bringing this edge down 1/3 of the way so that that will reduce the size of this flap, and all 3 flaps will fit together in our final pyramid base. The last part of this, using the mountains and valleys from your central section, we need to transfer those mountains and valleys across to the sides, or I'm going to call them the wings. I'm working on the right wing here. And you'll notice that when I transfer this mountain to this valley, making this a mountain, and transferring this valley to this valley on the wing, we can make a crimp. We'll do that on the other side. So all I'm doing is pushing up with my finger from beneath, and I'm changing a valley on the wing into a mountain. Similarly, I'm pushing down with my thumb to change the orientation of that mountain into a valley. When I do so, look how we can close the structure at that point. We're going to repeat that process with the two other mountains in the center. So this mountain wants to extend through the wing on the right and through the wing on the left. And while we're doing that, we can also indent the mountain ridge just above it, and that will allow us to close the paper and set up the second crimp. Let's do it with the third. Reinforce the mountain in the center, transfer that mountain by reversing the valley on each of the wings, transfer the valley to each of the wings, and close the model. You need to make 3 of these. When you have 3, come back to the video and we'll assemble it. Now that you have 3 identically folded units, line them up and make sure that they're all congruent. After you're sure that all of the points and angles are going to match, we can assemble them. Let's start with 2 units. You can open each of the corners out so you have about a 60-degree angle, and then it should be easy to set one underneath the other. Just like that. All of the mountains and valleys will line up all the way to the top, and keep these flaps on the outside. They will be woven at the end. Similarly, it's easy to put the blue piece over the red. Spread the inside of the red so it is congruent with the folds in the blue. Now we have the hard part. Bringing the red around and on top of the yellow. I suggest you put it on the table and just pull your upper point in place, and then work each of the subsequent terraces into their respective positions, and you'll get something that looks like this. You can flip it over and weave the bottom flaps inside, and all 3 flaps will come in, and there we have the Step Pyramid by Plaut.